5 ways to keep your tenants long term. Hi, it's Nick with Sell My San Antonio House. Now we know, we've talked about before, when you have your rental property, keeping long-term tenants can be a huge advantage because you don't have that empty time where you're vacant and you're not having to rehab the unit each time in between folks. So between your rehab costs, your time that it's vacant, and getting new tenants in there, it's a big expense when you're owning rental property. So how can you keep your good tenants in there long term? First thing is communication. Communication is key, and it starts as soon as they're applying for the property. When they reach out to you, did they get a quick response? Did they get their application that they needed? Did you respond to the application quickly? When you look at a lot of bad reviews for property management companies, they often focus around poor communication. We can't get a hold of anybody. Nobody will call us back. We send a message and nobody answers. No one likes that. Have good communication. This doesn't mean that you're answering the phone at all hours of the night and you respond immediately to every request, but set expectations. When should they expect someone to respond to whatever they need, or what is their question? Having good communication and setting clear guidelines of when they should expect a response for different types of issues lets people know what to expect. When they know what to expect, it makes them a lot happier and will make your tenants want to stay there quite a bit longer. Maintenance. Respond to their questions and their maintenance issues as quickly as possible within a reasonable time frame. Get someone scheduled, get someone out there to fix it. There's going to be issues if you own rental property. No one likes to have issues, but no one likes to have issues that just linger and nobody fixes and nobody comes out to address it. You don't want that as the landlord either, because they tend to cause more damage to your property and things tend to get worse and worse. There's a problem. You are the landlord. Address the problem. Get someone out there to fix it in a reasonable amount of time, and communicate when someone's coming and when it should be fixed. Huge. Be proactive with your lease renewals. Most of the leases are going to be for a year. Reach out to the folks as we get closer to 90, 60, 45 days out, whatever it is. If you've got good tenants, hey, would you like to extend for another year? Here's your options. Here's what the new lease would look like. Be proactive reaching out to people. Some folks will just let it go, and most of them turn into a month-to-month lease if it goes past the year automatically. Well, then your tenants are in a month-to-month. They're thinking about leaving a lot of different time. If you reached out to them like, man, everything's going great, let's put in another year. Now they're putting in another year, so they're not thinking about another place to move for the additional year. Be proactive, reach out, let them know that their lease is coming up for renewal, and go ahead and get things released. Price it smart. I'm a big believer in this. We price a lot of our units $25 less than what the standard market would be for that same property. Here's a belief. If we give a good quality product at just a little bit less of a price, you're going to want to stay there. People are going to want to lease that property sooner. This also becomes really smart as you renew leases, and over time, the rents have to increase. Most people are understanding of this. Taxes go up, insurance goes up, bills go up, they have to increase, but you don't want to hammer them with these huge price increases. It's going to make them want to leave. It's much better to do a smaller price increase, have a longer term tenant and someone, so then again, we're not having that turnover time, we're not having to make ready the unit and get it set up. You're going to win in the end, and the tenant's going to win in the end by not having this huge price jump. And make sure when you're initially leasing them, price them smart. Have a little bit better product and price it just a little bit lower than the competition. Your properties are leased all the time. And number 5, offer a longer lease. When you've got someone who's a great tenant, taking care of your property, they pay on time, they have good communication on their end, offer a longer lease. Many people would like a 2-year. Maybe you feel comfortable doing a slightly longer lease and setting a price. So you're giving them a slightly reduced amount because the rent price is going to be the same for 2 years, but you know that they're going to be in there for the next 2 years and your unit's not going to be vacant. A lot of times people won't ask, but if you offer it, they love it. They like their unit. They want to stay. They want to be there for 2 years. It is a win-win. So when you've got great tenants, offer them that little bit longer lease. Keeping tenants in your property long-term will make your rental properties more profitable. You did this probably to turn a profit. So think about ways you can make them more profitable. Most of these things are fairly simple. You just start to implement these 5 things. You're going to keep your tenants longer term and you'll probably be more successful in the long run. So anything we can do to help you, give us a shout, 210-201-6644 or through the website sellmysanantoniohouse.com.